Well, hi guys, Paul here from PA Brew News. We got a new thing going on, a little podcast, Maniacs Meat. Here's my friend.
I'm Josh.
There's Josh. Hopefully we'll have our other buddy, Robert Hook, in here. Going to do some podcasts, talk about some horror movies, cryptozoological bullshit, maybe even start a different channel where doing more professional podcasts, more professional art videos, and hopefully this summer diving into filmmaking. So there you go. A lot of words really quick, but that's what I'm good at. So here we go. Right now, I forgot to put the point, I guess, of this particular video. But we're going to go with, just to start it off the right way, top 5 shittiest films that we own that everyone seems to hate for certain reasons. Bad budget, the whole deal, but we love. So just right now, start off good. And when Hook comes with the next podcast, we're going to go with the 5 shittiest films that we actually can't stand, but we own for some fucking reason.
Yep.
So there you go. So starting it off, I'll let Josh start it off.
I'm going to start off with a little film I came across called Pinocchio's Revenge. And just like you think, it plays out just like Child's Play. It's pretty much a carbon copy, I'd say, with worse special effects. It starts out as a attorney who receives a gift from a condemned serial killer. It happens to be a marionette puppet. It's Pinocchio. Mm-hmm. And it obviously, things start happening around the house and to people. And the little girl obviously blames it on the doll. And once she cuts the doll loose, cuts the strings on it, all hell ends up breaking loose, and that's when the murders start. Just like Child's Play. Child obviously blames it on the doll.
So the only thing stopping it was the strings.
Yeah, pretty much, from going to really town on itself. And so it's a good movie. I won't reveal the ending. Like I said, the budget's poor. Mm-hmm. There's scenes where it's just literally the doll, and then you can see where there's a chubby version of the doll, which is a man in a suit. And it's pretty bad. But
it's almost like Chucky and magic comes together.
Yeah, it is. But it's a good all-around film. It's entertaining, for people who are into doll films. And I thought it was funny that it's probably one of the few doll movies not done by Charles Band.
There you go.
So there's a little treat, because Charles Band does everything with dolls.
Did he do Dolly Dearest?
I think so. I think he might have...
Was that now the new one's Annabelle, right?
Yeah, well, he didn't have anything to do with that one. But, I'm talking about like the old school stuff.
The old cool shit.
This was released in 1996. And,
this motherfucker put down notes.
Yeah, I made notes. I tried to get with it, tried to organize. It was directed by Kevin Tenley and written by Kevin Tenley. And he's also the director of Night of the Demons and Witchboard.
Witchboard?
We're both great films, I feel.
Night of the Demons is 1988 epic chaos filmed in Los Angeles. Absolutely. You you can still visit the same house they filmed in Los Angeles, yes.
That's legit.
Mm-hmm. All those things that you learn when you date some bitch from Los Angeles.
Oh, wow.
There you go.
Never had that pleasure.
You don't want it.
LA girls are crazy.
All right, well, I guess it's mine.
Yeah, go for it, man.
See, I was going to do a film that was zombie-based, all right? However, it's one of those things where you pull a thing out of your film library, your plethora of films, the breadth of films, and you're like, this is shitty, it's low budget, blah, blah, blah. That's not the point of this. The point is, it's actually got a pretty well acclaimed kind of following. I was going to do Dead Next Door because it is low budget as fuck.
Oh, yeah.
It's, listeners, but people love Dead Next Door. I don't know too many people who don't.
No, I know.
I think everybody who knows Dead Next Door actually enjoys Dead Next Door. And I was like, whoa, that's missing the point of this.
Yeah.
And the best part is that a lot of people don't know is Dead Next Door is a fucking Bruce Campbell film.
Yeah.
Because he did the voiceover for that Mercer or whatever.
Yeah, I love Mercer.
I always wondered why Mercer sounded exactly like Bruce Campbell until the internet popped up and I figured out why.
Internet's great.
Wow. Because it's uncredited in the film.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I did Flesh Eaters. Bill Heinzman's Flesh Eaters, where Bill Hyman basically reprises, he says not on purpose, it's totally on purpose, the role of the first zombie from Night of the Living Dead. He basically, in 1989, puts on the film makeup once again and shoots his first full-length zombie feature where he produces and directs and stuff like that too. And actually the film, the goodness, was done. The special effects was done by George Geoffrey, I think his name is, or Gregory or something like that, which did Cannibal Camp Out, Majorettes, other films, stuff like that, and actually is on John A. Russo's film seminar thing, doing a really nice thing about film makeup. But Bill Heinzman, I actually like this film. It's so 80s. It's disgustingly 80s. It's beautiful. I actually like the special effects. They're very, very good special effects. His daughter, when he was real young, was actually in the film acting. Gets killed. When you get kill a kid, that's just fucking better. When you rape one, it's even better. But I like this film. People hate this film. I remember reading a review on this film, and the only thing the person said about it was a perfectly good barn went to waste. And that was the only thing he said about this film. It was this, but I like this film. I actually got the pleasure of meeting Bill Heinzman, and my friend Hook, who's not here today, actually has a signed VHS, I do believe, of this he got from Bill Heinzman. So, unfortunately, it's so funny looking back at your life and thinking what you're into and what you were focused on and how your mind was distracted by things, because I was distracted on finding all the werewolf movies I could. I was at a film convention trying to find this and find that and find this and find that. I was all werewolf all the time. And I'm thinking, I just like, dude, I passed up getting this signed by Bill Heinzman. You know what I mean? Like, because your mind was just not there. I remember when I met Sig Haig, I didn't talk about any films he did except King of the Road from Werewolf, 1987, which still blew his mind. But at the same time, that's how much Werewolf was on my brain the whole fucking time.
They definitely like that too.
Yeah, they like
the old stuff.
They do like it when you fucking pull like, oh, wow, I didn't remember that
movie.
But my first pick that I absolutely adore, that no one else seems to, well, very few, is Flesh Eaters.
Good deal, man.
Boom.
I like that. Good call. All right, my next one. Bloodsucking Nazi zombies.
And I don't have this film.
You don't?
I don't.
Oh, man.
I need to get this film.
Also known as Oasis of the Zombie.
Oh, it's Oasis of the Zombie?
Basically.
Oh,
yeah, I mean, it
fuck.
is. Not basically, it is.
It is. It's just a different title.
Just a different title.
Fuck me. Well, I have lots of copies of this, actually.
I like this movie. I know it is just as bad as it sounds. You know, it's even released by Cheesy Pictures.
We actually did
Cheesy
Oasis
Flicks.
of the Zombies on They Must Be Destroyed on site, a movie podcast, on Podbean and YouTube.
Yes.
Boom. Shout out.
Shout out. And it definitely is good. It's got the Nazis, and it's got zombies, and lots of women.
There is two scantily clad women that have amazing fake breasts, but they never took them out.
It is, there's ups and downs to the film. Personally.
It's actually a really interesting film because it's stock footage mixed together with a little bit of other films too. It's kind of a different film.
That's going to be the trend with a lot of these lower scale films. I noticed.
Was it Franco really? Who did this film?
Jesus Franco. Was I saying that right? Jesus?
Justice. He has a different pseudonym, so it's Jesus Franco, whatever.
It's spelled like Jesus,
but it's all Franco films.
Yeah. He did a lot of sexploitation films.
Yeah, of course he did. Yes.
Literally, it's probably the only one I've ever seen.
Oh, Franco.
Yeah. But it's good though, like I said, you can't go wrong with the World War II zombies, and that's a big thing coming back. I noticed with a lot of films. If you've ever seen Dead Snow, that plays almost on the whole concept. Dead Snow, I'd say, is kind of almost a revamped version of this, maybe even.
I guess you would say take the synopsis and expand on it.
In a way, yeah. I could see maybe where that film maybe.
I remember the hoarded gold in the desert, and it comes up and there's zombies and stuff. It actually has some pretty. Actually, the Oasis part where they're all camping out in the desert as a group. When there's 12 different campsites going on at the same time, and they have a big weird fight 'em shoot 'em up where it almost seems like an action film but not, and they're you're fighting regular people plus the zombies at the same time. It gets a little confusing and it's hard to follow plot, and I understand why people would hate this film, but I don't mind it. I actually like the film too.
I like it. Like I said, I thrive off this stuff, so cheesier the better for me in my eyes, but that's me.
Ding dong. Well, I guess it's my turn. Fuck me. This is horrible acting. The sheriff literally cannot remember his lines because I'm pretty sure he's not acting that bad. He literally, the goddamn you have mosquitoes. He just can't figure out the word mosquitoes. Yeah. It's really bad. I actually like the practical effects. I think this is kind of like a upped up swamp version of a film that you're going to talk about later, because there's a lot of zombies in a fucking pond. In a creek, in a lake, whatever you want to call about it. But I actually like this film. I like the practical effects. I like the fact that they take Fanny fucking Mae, grandma, and pick her up with a fucking pitchfork, and it looks good. Axe scenes, the whole deal. This is Alien Dead. And if you haven't seen Alien Dead, you're either going to hate this film or love this film. It's just one of those kind of things. And I like the fact that there's only like 2 people in the whole film that have this worst hick fucking southern accent in the world, but nobody else in the town seems to have it. It's really interesting. And that's what I'm going for. Alien Dead.
That's pretty legit.
Yeah.
You lost everybody.
Everyone's fucking done now.
Man.
Well, at least I have my dick in where the dick's supposed to be.
For now.
Well, that's why you have push pins. And put a push pin there, and then you don't have it falling over. But I'm lazy.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah. Well, at least there's a fucking candelabra behind me, so that's
It's
good.
like B-rate podcast.
Actually, we're supposed to
B-rate
make
movies.
the B-rate worst fucking podcast you've ever seen, and you're either going to hate this or love this. And now, because I dropped it, we're both in focus.
That's awesome.
There you go.
I think we nailed it.
Pull a fucking positive thing out of a negative thing.
All right, my next film I picked is Shadowzone.
I've never seen this film.
It's a full moon movie. Executive producer is Charles Band, surprisingly.
Oh,
Go
wow.
figure. And this movie is terrible all the way around. It is, I think, probably the biggest name in it is, what's his face? The Chinese dude. What's his name?
Oh, is that James Hun?
Yeah, him. Yeah.
James Hun.
The movie is good. The acting is terrible in it. The camera, everything. I think most of the budget went to the monster. You know, you can't never go wrong with that. But the film was released in 1990 and on Full Moon released it. And it plays out kind of like if Alien met the Thing.
Okay.
Yeah, you know,
the Alien met the Thing. Well, the Thing was an alien, so...
Well, I'm talking about like the movie
The
Alien.
movie
and then-
Alien.
Then the Thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's our government experimenting with deep sleep experiments and stuff, and they end up dabbling in alternate dimensions, and stuff obviously comes through, and it can take the shape of people and your worst fears and kind of things.
It kind of reminds me of From Beyond.
Yes,
In a
definitely,
way.
yeah. But I think a lot of these movies kind of just played off of each other in a lot of
Well,
it.
yeah, of course. They're all amalgamations of different things.
Yeah. The movie is definitely, like I said, cringeworthy at times. Definitely, I know, if I'm not mistaken, aired on Mystery Science Theater at one point.
Ooh, that means you know it's good.
It's bad. And bad good. You know, but it's definitely entertaining, and if you're a fan of Full Moon like I am, it's definitely worth a watch. You know, fun to get around with your friends and just enjoy the cheesiness of it.
I would like to say we have 4 viewers. So
4 viewers.
4 fucking viewers.
I think one of them's my dad. Hi, Dad.
Oh, hi.
You
How
know?
you doing? Well, maybe the other one's Justin Olsen. So hi, Justin.
Yeah, hi, Justin.
But now going back on some other cringeworthy Full Moon films that I've watched personally in the last little bit is Hideous.
Love it.
Oh, that's so bad.
Got that.
I want to. No, it's bad.
Oh, it's fun bad. I like it though.
Yeah. It's interesting. Let's say Skullheads. It's. Do you ever watch Skullheads?
I don't think I've ever seen
They did not put
Skullheads.
the money in the Skullheads.
man.
They put them. I don't. It's a very interesting, like cursed family zombie by the end of it. Like no one can leave this house. Crazy shit. It's worth a watch. It's actually not that bad because I've watched these and I was gonna put them in the list and I realized I was like, I was having a hard fucking time. I guess I should go off on this at the end of the film, but I was going down a hard time finding the films that I love that are shitty because we were doing the shitty films. So I was watching those. I'm like, oh, these are definitely gonna be really, really shitty. And I'm like, God, they're not that shitty.
Yeah.
You want the shitty. You
It
know
was
what I mean?
rough. It was rough.
But that's pretty interesting because Full Moon has some stinkers.
Oh.
Gingerbread Man. Some stinkers, you know.
The only good thing about that was Gary Busey, I think.
Yeah.
You know? So I mean,
and that's after the car accident.
that's after.
Yeah,
Car
so
accident
you just
Busey.
feel bad for him.
Yeah.
All right, well, I guess it's my turn. This one gets many, many dislikes on the YouTubes. It's posted on the YouTubes. The specific part of this film that I'm talking about is called The Kentucky Wild Man, which because I'm an asshole and I have children, I can't find the disc that's supposed to be in here, but I own it. It's somewhere in the house. I bought it twice, so it's somewhere. This is Bigfoot is Real. It is basically, just it's working out the legends. It's talking about different things and different people's experiences with Bigfoot, things like that. I think this counts as a film. I own it, you know. And The Kentucky Wild Man is definitely a full film. This is by Reality Entertainment, I believe it's called. And they go down into Kentucky, Franklin Township in Kentucky, and show a lot of the scenery and talk about different Bigfoot events and different creatures in the area. And it's very, 6 guys in the woods trying to scare themselves. kind of shitty. You know, it's
Yeah.
very, very shitty in that thing. But this is an entertaining as fuck film. I love watching it. I'll just watch it all the time. Especially there's a little part in it where it talks about a guy who owns this property in this area called the Fraser Land. They call it they call it that. And just the experience and stuff. It's just so fucking good. Especially if you're into cryptozoology, which will definitely be coming up on this podcast at some point in time.
Yes.
It's definitely sink your teeth in, fucking just shut your mind off entertaining, but people absolutely hate this. And I love it.
I think it'd be fun.
It is. It is fun. Bing bong.
Yeah, right. Alright, so my next film is a newer movie. I'm basically the only person I know that's ever seen this movie. It's called Escape from Tomorrow. You see Mickey Mouse's hand there covered in blood.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
Yeah, it's a newer film. It was released 2014. Director and writer was Randy Moore. It's literally his only film. You know, it's his debut. It did really good at Sundance though. It has a lot of good positive reviews, but I literally know no one has seen this film. And but it's a fun movie. It's an unofficial Disney horror movie. It was all filmed on location at the Magic Kingdom, and they did not have permission from Disney to do this at all.
That makes it even better.
It does, because they were literally sneaking cameras and the cast into the park to film this movie, and they ended up eventually getting busted. They stopped them, and Disney eventually, the security caught on and saw what they were doing, stopped them, and there's even scenes in the movie where you can tell they used a green screen to finish out certain scenes. Mm-hmm. It's good. It plays on the darker side of Disney. It's about a father who... You boil it down, it's basically a black and white acid trip, really. Mm. But it's a father on a family vacation. Becomes obsessed with two preteen girls. He keeps seeing them throughout the park. There's a virus that breaks out. People are getting sick. One of my favorite scenes, most notable scene, I feel, is when they're on the Small World ride. And if anyone's been on that ride, it's very repetitive. Same song, over and over, for 10 minutes. And the dad starts tripping balls, and he looks at his kid. His kid gets these huge black eyes. And then all the dolls all of a sudden have this evil grin. The special effects are pretty practical in it for being, a low-budget film. But they're well done, I feel. And you can tell really where they ran out of budget in some scenes. You're like, it's a green screen, and you can see their shadow on the screen. Okay. But it's definitely a fun. I love Disney movies, and the dark side of Disney is always one of my favorite things. But definitely check it out. Mm-hmm. And it's just, you got to respect the art form at least, Right. But I like it.
That's pretty good. That sounds interesting, especially tripping balls with your kids. It's always a good time. This one I had to pull out because I wasn't actually going to pull this one out, but like other things that I pull out when I'm not supposed to, I just watched this because I was bored last night, and I have to show this because this is one of those ones that everyone's going to poo-poo on, like most people would, because it's a vampire collection thing and with the cheesy artwork and stuff. But this actually has pretty much, and I'll talk about the film specifically that made me pull it out, but this kind of has every little thing that you want in a vampire collection, because it has your actually I'll turn it back on since we're playing Dracula's horror. We're actually playing some Hammer horror from Dracula right in the back of the thing right now because we want ambience. We have mood lighting. So this is cinematography at its finest. But anyway,
it's kind of like a date.
Yeah, this is a date that you didn't get stand-up on. But this vampire collection is nice. Don't watch them alone or before you go to bed. Rated R. Okay. This one actually starts off with disc 1, and I'm going to obviously pinpoint the film that I'm talking about, but I wanted to talk about all these films really quick. Count Dracula and His Vampire Brides, which is Christopher Lee playing Dracula, so already you have full Hammer horror chaos right there going to town. It's definitely a must-watch from 1973.
I like it.
This one, the next film that I'm talking about, they never full out said vampire technically speaking, but it's definitely a vampire film, is The Last Man on Earth with Vincent Price from 1964, Classic. Which spawned Night of the Living Dead, which virtually changed the face of horror as we know it today. Yep. So there we go. Definitely two classics. Now we're going to get into the side of the films that aren't classics. Okay, now, Fangs of the Living Dead. Very voluptuous woman in the film, but very pretty. Just not very, very strong plot. The film is kind of shit in general, but I like it. It's a nice turn-off from anything else. Actually made in 1968, same year as Night of the Living Dead. This one gets even worse. Grave of the Vampire,
Oh.
which is basically the 1972, but you'd swear it's a 1950s radioactive kind of vampire thing. There's just a lot of people driving around in like real tricked out Bel Air cars and stuff like that, and the vampire looks like shit. And it's not a very good movie. I don't know if I think this is the worst film on the thing. But the one that I wanted to talk about is The Vampire Happenings from 1971. Have you ever seen this film?
I have never seen this.
It's a beautiful, serious but yet comical sex rampage through the old castle where the woman who's the grandmother of their grandmother was apparently a vampire, and this girl comes to as an actress and comes to reclaim the family seat. And she looks exactly like the grandmother, but the grandmother has black hair, she has blonde hair, and resurrects her grandmother by accident. They start swapping wigs to make them look like, and the whole deal. Lots of sex, lots of weird dream sequences where they make fun of a gay guy dressed as a woman because he doesn't like the taste of breast. Very crazy things. Nizzy just watched the Vampire Happenings. She started watching, but she has to do it. So tonight she'll probably do that. Very, very crazy film. Spoiler alert, a lot of people get killed. There's a lot of weird sexual there's a monastery nearby, so the monks get all fucked up and die, and then the abbot gets killed, and then this shit's going on. And actually, it's very reminiscent. And the one thing I love about it, it's very reminiscent to the comedy that plays out in Fearless Vampire Killers.
All right.
And it's not the atmosphere, the sound, nothing like you can't compare Fearless Vampire Killer's atmosphere and music to other films because it's just so epic, if you know what I mean. But that satire and that kind of feel is there. And it actually has a cameo at the end of the film by Count von Krolak.
Oh, wow.
Cameo style. They call him Dracula, but obviously it's Count von Krolak, same accent, same outfit, the whole deal. Yeah. So very interesting, very cool film, The Vampire Happenings. And if you could just get it on this collection, it's very reasonable priced, and you get 4 other great films with it.
So is that the $3.99 bin at Walmart kind of thing?
I got this off the internet, but I don't know if you can find it, but definitely worthwhile.
That's nice.
Bam, bam, boom.
All right, my last film, personal classic favorite of mine, Zombie Lake. I'm pretty sure any real... Yeah, see?
There you go.
Any real horror fan has this in their collection, especially if you're a fan of zombie movies.
Oh, there's the VHS, too.
You got the VHS,
yeah. The VHS, yeah. But a different cover, if you ever noticed. Zombie Lake. It's still the same movie, even though it's a different cover.
Definitely a little jealous.
Yeah. I think I have the Laserdisc, too.
Got all the good stuff. Mm-hmm. I feel this is very... well done. So, very...
There's a lot of people that hate this film, and I don't understand why, because I think the storyline's great.
Storyline's amazing in this. My favorite scene is the zombies coming out of the lake.
Yeah.
Like, that's, the big deal for me. But obviously, it's downright cheesy, terrible. So much so that you can literally see the makeup rubbing off on the girls as they're attacked. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of female parts in this movie.
A lot of labias.
Yes. Mm-hmm. In swimming pools.
And because it's an obviously swimming pool where you can see the back of the swimming pool, even though they put all the weeds and the growth in there, and the water is crystal clear, and you can just see labia chaos, let me just say, all the time.
Yeah, that Jesus Franco guy actually wrote this.
Jess Franco. And it was actually in collaboration with his buddy Jess Rollin.
Yes. Actually, Rollin is the
Gene Rollin, rather.
Gene Rollin is actually the one who directed it.
Yeah.
But,
they have a lot of intermingling, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like minds think alike.
It was released in 1981, though, and I feel if anyone who's a diehard zombie fan should definitely at least see the film.
Mm-hmm. You should own this film.
No,
if you're a diehard zombie fan,
you should own it.
And Shockwave.
Yeah, Shockwave. Don't even get me started on that. That's another episode.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, it's definitely, check it out. It's got zombies, World War II kind of things. Pretty much what the French did was they killed the German soldiers and dumped their bodies in the lake, and they're back for revenge.
But and there's a beautiful, almost romance story between a father and his child.
It's a little risky in spots.
It is,
but it's questionable.
But it's still sweet in a way because he saves the day. It's kind of crazy. It's actually a really, really well made, like, plot line, storyline. It's just, I like it.
I noticed with a lot of these movies, they got away with a lot more than you would never get away with today.
No, you can't.
You can definitely tell the time frame these were made, especially since a lot of these movies aren't even American, really.
No, they're not. Yeah, most of them are Spanish, French, or German.
Yeah,
Italian too, but Spanish, French, or German. Because Franco did most of his. Gene Rollins did most of his stuff in France, and then of course Franco did a lot of France, Spain, Italy, or Germany rather. Mm-hmm. And then you get the Italian directors, which are just fucking crazy.
I think what sucks me in with a lot of these movies too is the box art. I mean, you can't. That's an awesome.
Yeah, that'll sell the picture.
That's the reason I'm sucked into a lot of these films.
Mm-hmm.
I literally bought this movie, never even saw it, just because of the box art.
I was watching a little thing on the John Russo, and the person was going around marketing and box art and stuff, and you have to. He's basically just make sure your box art looks amazing, even if it's nothing like the film.
Oh, yeah.
Get that sale.
Yep.
But at the same time, you do that, and how many box arts have we bought in our lives where it's nothing like the film?
So many.
So many.
So many.
So many. And retitling.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, obviously, zombie bloodsucking Nazi zombies.
Oasis of the Zombies.
Yeah.
Italian films are notorious for having AKA, AKA, and it's still the same fucking film. So you can buy 6 films with different titles, and it's the same film. Completely different box art every time.
Yep.
It's fucking weird.
What you got for us, Paul?
All right. Final, maybe we can actually talk about a few films on this one because I didn't get a chance to get it. I was gonna get Werewolf vs. Vampire Woman by Paul Naschy because 1981 I still believe, but Paul Naschy Vampire was that might be 74. I can't remember, but Paul Naschy films are just something that I love. I just love that it's so low budget because there were no Spanish films, so he was the only one doing it. Mm-hmm. So no one was trying to helping him fund it as much as it should, because why would you fund something when it has no market? So they're just shit. I love the shit werewolf makeup. I love the shit because they steal. What's up, Chris? They steal so much from other films like soundtracks and stuff like that, and that generic like wolf howl that you hear. It's comedies and stuff like that. They steal that, but I love werewolf films and I love Paul Naschy films. But because I couldn't find this, I'm going to go back to the Bigfoot world, and I'm going to go to a film that's made by a known hoaxer, Ivan Marks. And he made this back in the 50s and 60s, and then had a lot of footage from the 50s. It's called Legend of Bigfoot.
Wow.
I don't know if you've ever seen Legend of Bigfoot. I've never seen
Legend of Bigfoot.
Ivan Marks hoaxed this and talks about his experience finding Bigfoot, being a trapper, traveling from California all the way to the Yukon. But while you're doing this and watching this obviously fake film, he uses real information like the Blossberg Cripplefoot footage. Mm-hmm. He uses real information and then fake scenes and saying, this is it, this is what I saw, this is what I found and all stuff. But then you get to see California to the Yukon in the 50s, untouched.
Oh, wow.
The Oregon coastline untouched, the redwoods, all this beautiful cinematic footage of this things that is probably lost in time. It probably looks nothing like that now. If you do the same footsteps, you probably won't see the same things now.
Probably.
And it's one of those ones you shut your brain off and just enjoy what's going on in the film. But most people absolutely hate this film. And just like Werewolf vs. Vampire Woman, you can usually get it in a dollar bin, usually around the holiday season. You can find, it's usually Escape from Angola, I believe, is the other film that goes as like a double feature with the Legend of Bigfoot. But you can also get it on the $10.99 50 movie pack Chiller Classics, and that's what I would definitely recommend this. And I'm gonna throw a couple names out and see if you've ever seen them.
Right.
Have you ever seen Messiah of Evil?
No.
It's a really crazy film, a zombie film, a lot of like satanic stuff going on, but there's really, really crazy black albino in there that just freaks you out. He eats mice.
I think I've seen that.
Yeah.
Maybe under a different name.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. But let me just go down the line here. Bad Taste by Peter Jackson's on here.
Is that on there?
That's on here.
Wow, that's awesome.
How can you just, there you go.
Oh man, that's a personal thing.
Another person who just got their 90th anniversary was Dick Miller, Dickie Miller, and Bucket of Blood is on here. So
I love Dick
It's
Miller.
Just beautiful things right there. You can keep going down the list right now. One of the films that I thought was really great, and I think it needs a lot more kind of just homage, like love for this film, is called Dr. Tar's Torture Dungeon.
Oh.
It's actually based off an not H.P. Lovecraft, Edgar Allan Poe story. And even though it's weird, it's Spanish, it's got crazy stuff going on. What's up, drunken one? There's a lot of shit going on. I just think cinematically and storytelling wise, it has an atmosphere that cannot be beat. This the old low-key atmosphere of this film, and it's just on here, so obviously people poo-poo it and stuff like that, but Dr. Tari's Torture Dungeon is definitely a great watch for me. A lot of crazy sex and stuff too, because it's a mental patient house where the doctor is actually a mental patient and takes it over, and the guy that shows up doesn't know this.
Oh, wow.
It's a crazy castle and all this weird sex rampage and stuff. Kind of reminds you, that kind of theme is in another thing called Don't Look in the Basement, which is a fucking fantastic movie, but again, totally low budget. People don't like it. That should have been on my list too, but there's so many.
We can
it's
do
hard
this
to
again
fucking
too.
narrow it down.
Yeah.
Exactly. Going down the list, Driller Killer is on here.
Driller Killer is a personal classic.
And it's on here for $1. You know,
that's like the most best box set you could ever pick up.
This is the best box set ever.
You sold me on Bad Taste, like.
Drive-In Massacre is on here. Funeral
man.
Home. Funeral Home's a great one where the wife's the weird killer in the end of it. Haunts, which I actually own now, is on here. Little sexual experience in the mind. House of the Dead. I Bury the Living. I Eat Your Skin. Lady Frankenstein is on here, and there's a scene where she's naked, and goddamn that body. I don't want to sound sexist or anything like, but goddamn that body.
Lady Frankenstein.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure, is that Edward French that just had a birthday here recently? It might have been her, but she is just, wow. Legend of Bigfoot, as I said before, Messiah Vita, Metamorphosis, which was basically the unaccredited sequel to Extro.
Oh, wow.
Or Deadly Spawn. Deadly Spawn.
Oh, Deadly Spawn.
Because Metamorphosis was either Extra or Deadly Spawn was the unaccredited sequel.
All right.
I have that. Oasis of the Zombies is on here.
Wow.
Wow.
Go fig.
Wow, how about that? And then Mario Bava's Shock is on here. Silent Night, Bloody Night is on here. John Carradine, goodness. Silent Night, and we just had that. Here's another one. I don't know if you've ever seen with Bo Stevenson's Snow Beast.
No.
That's a great film. Snow Beast is a really cool, abominable Bigfoot kind of thing where the guy gets it's just a film that, if you like Bigfoot films, you definitely have to check out Snow Beast from 1972. It's a good one. Werewolf in a Girl's Dormitory is on here, and finally, The Witch's Mountain. I don't know if you've ever heard of some of these films. I don't know if you have a chance. The one that's definitely a different one is called The Naked Massacre.
Oh, wow.
The guy gets into this dorm room. There's lots of fucking girls like to get naked. There's a really weird film where this girl's kind of getting flirty at him, totally naked, like with him, and basically just shoves a fucking knife through her heart. Like, she just does it herself. It's the weirdest kind of creepy kind of a film going on. Is he
naked?
Is
he naked?
No, she is.
Oh, she is.
Yeah, and she just was like getting all weird and flirty and not know what's supposed to happen. And the next thing you know, she just kills herself. It's like, oh, that was fucking weird.
Wow.
But definitely, this is definitely cool. Oh, there's Justin Olsen.
Hey.
Justin showed up.
Welcome.
But was it Horror of Spider Island? Who the hell was
Horror
that?
of Spider Island?
Yeah, wasn't that a famous actors on that one? Like Captain Kirk or somebody? Somebody's on there.
No, that was I think we're thinking of William Shatner.
Island of the Spiders.
That's Kingdom of the Spiders.
Kingdom of the Spiders. Okay, well, sorry. Got that wrong. Got that one wrong. But yeah, but this is a great thing. There's a lot of great movies on here that would fall into that really shittily shot, low budget, people don't like, but there's a lot of them on there. I just love.
That's pretty legit setup.
That's a legit setup. So anyway, so pretty much that's been going on. I was going to talk about a couple other things, maybe just stuff that we watched. I actually watched Willow Creek. And unfortunately, it's one of those ones where I actually put it on 8 times the fast forward speed and I got the whole gist of the film.
Bobcat did that movie.
Yeah, Bobcat Goldthwait produced that film. And honestly, I like how they kind of wanted to show you Willow Creek and all the sites and the Bigfoot books museum, like book library store and all that stuff, and they show you this. But it just seems they wanted to do that kind of playful Bigfoot adventure. And then they drew it out for literally 45 minutes in a tent doing fucking nothing.
It was terrible.
And I understand what they were trying to go for, but it just was really boring. And then you see this out of shape elderly woman with granny panties. Which why would you have panties on her?
Why not?
If Bigfoot is there trying to like breed with them, doing the homeo kind of breathing. Have those panties ripped off and have blood all the way up or down her crotch so it kind of obscures her pussy or something like that. Like, why have these weird granny panties on, but she's naked?
I'm glad she did.
I know, I'm glad she did.
Glad she did.
Yeah, I did. You didn't like that? I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I didn't like it.
That movie was bad.
It was pretty bad. I have it though. I
Yeah.
own it. So yay for me.
I had high hopes when I bought it.
Now there's other films that are shitty in better ways though, like Abominable.
I loved Abominable. I thought
Abominable's got Jeffrey Combs,
Yeah.
Lance Henriksen stuff. You get to see a girl get pulled through a window the opposite direction where you think she should be. It's pretty fun. The girl, I like the scene where the girl's still alive in the cave, but she's all mangled up. Now that's pretty good, and that's a really shitty Bigfoot costume.
Yeah,
there's a lot of shittiness to this. He has a very full moon vibe to it at times, But Abominable's really fun. That's a really fun one.
Definitely check it out.
I didn't actually watch Exist. I don't know. Do you ever watch Exist? No, because that's definitely one that maybe should be checked out as far as Bigfoot films go. Because there was 2 on my list right now. And we're talking about Willow Creek that sucks shit through a straw. Sometimes I just feel a little bit old and bitter, and that's why I don't like these films. But it's nice when I hear that other people didn't like them either.
Yeah, Willow Creek was rough. Lost Tapes though was good.
I didn't watch.
What was it called? I never saw it. The Lost Coast Tapes.
Lost Coast Tapes. Yeah, I never watched that one.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. So there's some Bigfoot action right there that probably need to check out Exist and Lost Coast Tapes.
Yeah, that was pretty good. I like that movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But other than that, I think this has been pretty concise to the point kind of a podcast to start it off with.
I think we did pretty good for our first round.
Mm-hmm.
I'm camera shy. I'm telling I'm all flustered and red,
Yeah, you're usually red though, but that's beard more so than face. Yeah. Yeah. Well, there you go. Cinematography at its finest. Got lighting, got candles.
I love the score we have tonight.
The score is going, some Hammer Horror score to make this thing just a little bit more cinematography.
Someday we'll have this really set up real nice, where we'll have music and everything. Like real music, like dubbed over.
That I was gonna say dubbed over things, and that when I point up, there's like a little picture of the movie thing. Like I like this film. Yeah, I don't know how to do that shit. So if anybody else does, then that'd be good. But for right now, you're just gonna have to deal with what I can fucking deal with, which is very little. So there you go.
Next 2 of us, man.
But hey, there's fucking candles and a score. So just shut your fucking mouth. We did a pretty good job.
I liked it.
There you go. Fun. Yeah. So anyway, this has been the first ManiacsMeat. So hopefully there'll definitely be coming more. Probably every 2 weeks, something like that would probably be a good idea. And probably gonna get into some films. I had an idea about maybe like 2 people, or just 1 person rather. Every time pick 2 films that are related somehow, and we watch them all. Check it out.
Yep.
See some crazy films and really get. Ooh, potty mouth. I do like the potty. I do have the potty mouth. Fuck this thing.
Oh.
But I think, and we can really get into the stuff that's obscure.
Yes.
Just like, we're not going to do the new, I don't know. There's somebody like, let's check out the new horror movies.
We might dabble in it once in a while.
Might now.
Something good, though.
I'd like to check out Ritual.
Ritual? Well, you talking about the Netflix film?
Yeah.
That is really good.
I don't have Netflix, though, so I'd like to check that out. No, you don't have virgin ears, Nizzy. Just calm down. But there's a lot of things to go on. There's a lot of films to be had, especially films that have like a relation with the directors or actors or things like that. As me being a big John Russo fan, there's definitely a lot of Russo films and Bill Heinzman films and stuff like that definitely need to be checked out from the local PA area. Yes. And of course, we're definitely going to throw a little information down off if we are going to start doing films and little updates and stuff like that. And hopefully, I don't know, maybe talk with Joseph for the Campfire Pictures, maybe get something going through there.
Yeah, he's a good resource.
Yeah, but definitely keep you abreast. And actually going to probably start, like I said, I don't know if I'm just going to keep ManiacsMeat on here for right now, blah, blah, blah. But I'm probably going to start another channel for if we start doing more professional art videos. With the Painting with P.A. Bruno stuff, and then probably pop all the cinematography short films on that.
Yep.
And maybe even throw this on over there if we get more professional. I'm going to set up my computer at some point in time, so maybe we can do some interfacing so he doesn't have to come all the way out here, so we're back and forth at our own homes, add guests on, experience, and shit like that. So, anyway, this has been Paul from P.A. News.
I'm Josh.
Here, ManiacsMeat, first episode. This has been Paul from P.A. News. I said that already, so fuck it. Bye. Yeah, watch that finger. Remember that.
Watch it.
Oh, we'll use this finger.
Oh,
shit.